prolonged season batters the region. European leaders have said that they are ready to work with President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky towards a trilateral summit, reaffirming strong support for Ukraine after the teleconference with Washington. They emphasized their unwavering solidarity and stressed that sanctions and economic pressures on Russia will continue until a just and lasting peace is achieved. They welcomed Trump's offer of security guarantees and warned that international borders must not be changed by force. Moreover, the EU statement said that Russia cannot veto Ukraine's path to EU or NATO, and no restrictions should be imposed on Ukraine's armed forces or its cooperation with third countries. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer also backed the EU's position, saying sanctions on Moscow will continue until Putin halts his offensive, and praised the US and Europe for providing robust security guarantees. Starmer also confirmed talks with Zelensky, Trump, and other leaders, highlighting the need for further discussions, including Zelensky, and noting Trump's efforts have moved the international community closer to ending Russia's war. Furthermore, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has also emphasized that strong security guarantees are essential to protect both Ukraine and Europe's vital interests. Now, for this discussion, we're joined by Matti Zweig. He's a geopolitical expert, joins us live from Israel. Thank you, Matti, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now,
Good to see you too.
Thank you. Now, are there specific areas where you expect stronger support from NATO or EU member states in the coming days?
Well, I think everybody has the same line of reactions now. It's a mix of hope and disappointment, because it was the summit itself. It was thrown together just a week after, and that it was first announced. So not really the people was trying to understand what's going on, especially because they understood lately that Zelensky is not coming. And, you know, all the logistics part, even to get to the place, it took a lot of time to get to Elmendorf-Richardson base. And of course, they did a big show about that. But anyway, nobody's talking a lot. Even the final results declarations, they were very, very short. Usually they use a lot of words. And this time, also Trump and also Putin say that they are pursuing peace. No, they didn't talk about peace, really. And so the EU can understand that there were some points that they agree between them, but nothing is going to be clear until the next Monday, when Zelensky himself is coming to Washington to talk to Trump. And I think he's going to receive a long list of requirements of Putin. And then there is the big questions. Is just Trump an emissary to say Zelensky what the Russians want? Or is going to be a kind of a political leverage and to try from both sides to get something and to finish this war, to get a permanent ceasefire in some way? The EU is really suspicious about that, and they are talking about more cooperation between them to get their goals of giving the 5% of the GDP to defense purposes. And then what they are saying is, we are going to say, we are going to do what Trump asked from us from the beginning. So you have to pass almost 3 years of war to understand this. Okay, this is very interesting. And also Trump, he said that he wanted to walk away from this meeting with a ceasefire. Even occasionally he said that leading to this day, but then nothing is really coming out, and there is a big disappointment from all parts. I think nothing is going to be clear until Zelensky meets Trump, and let's see how much is going to be Zelensky flexible after he talked also with the European Union and understood what is the real backup he's receiving from them more than words. So this is again, we are chasing each other to see what is the best outcome for everyone. And we know that what Trump wants. We know also what Putin wants. And now we are going to say if Zelensky can be in the middle, how many concessions it's going to do and how much is going to what lengths to get a ceasefire finally in this endless war.
And Matti, how is this covered where you are in Israel in media? Is this covered intensely, this news?
I think, yes, of course. Everything that Trump does is always very covered because it has also some influence in everything that is happening also to Israel and the Middle East. Because part of the big push to go forward in these conversations with Putin and maybe giving him things that he didn't think before is part of the failure of getting to an end in our area. And we have to, also the political system and also the society and the military are very aware that it can be against Israel if it's going to be on our account because things are not moving forward in the way Trump wants. And interesting that many things have happened in the last 6 months since Trump took office, because only 1 month before that, Assad fall in Syria. It was the war between Israel and Iran, and all this domino has been changed completely for the Russian side. I mean, they don't have a proper influence now in the Middle East. Even their ports have been completely severed by the presence of other forces now in the Mediterranean, yes? So now that everything changed, and now that Trump, with his maybe crazy but right thing to do from his point of view, is getting to a lot of conflicts to end. Like I said in other interviews before, Pakistan and India, or Thailand, Cambodia, or Armenia and Azerbaijan. And all these are places, especially Armenia and Azerbaijan, a sphere of influence of Putin that now have been completely changed. And he start maybe to understand that if he doesn't finish the conflict in the border with Ukraine, is going to continue to concentrate only in this place, and he's going to lose maybe big time in other parts of the world about his own influence. So everything together, if you put it in a package, maybe it's going to do a breakthrough, but we will know it only from next week.
Thank you very much, Matti Zweig, for joining us and sharing your insight on that topic. Thank you. Now we move on. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he will